Yo, Rex in effect. In full effect.
Welcome to the Player Supreme Show at www.theplayersupremeshow.com. I'm your host, Player Supreme.
The following program is rated TV MALV. It contains strong language, violence, and nudity. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Yes, welcome to the show today. Yesterday I talked about your game when it's leaking. And today let me give you ways that you can use to be like the carrot and a stick to women. A female, she needs a cause to belong to. When she belongs to something that's strong and powerful, she'll carry your flag with pride, brothers. This woman, she needs that feeling of belonging to something that's powerful. That's why I suggest to you guys to find your life purpose. And everyone that you meet, you should wrap around your life purpose. Let them know what you believe you're here to do. And when you meet women, that should be your selling point to them. Because as I said, you'll be the 1% of humanity that's awake and that knows his true purpose. And that would be like a drug to her. That'll be like a light in the darkness. Now, women admire men that know where they're going in life. Not guys that go to work and say, yeah, I work here, blah, blah, blah. No, they admire men that know where they're going in life. That's a guy that's out there like one of the sheep. You know, when you just say, I work here and I do this and that. No, that's not going to work. You have to tell her what your deeper purpose is in your conversation with her. And that will hook her into following your direction and following your ship. Because as I said, women want to belong to something. We all have this tribal mentality, and women love to belong to something that's really powerful and really good. So find your purpose in life and use that as a tool in everything that you do. So when you're talking to people for business, let them know what your purpose is about. You're here to help people do this. You're here to help people do that. And see how people's attitude towards you changes. When I tell people what my purpose is, their entire face lights up. It's like it's a concept they've never heard of before. So that is one of the key things that you can use in selling your game to women and becoming like the carrot and the stick. Because, as I'm saying, women look for those strong leaders in life. They look for those strong men that have a ship that's going in a direction. And that is what I want every one of you guys to be like. The other thing you want to do is find out what her dreams are. Deep inside, we all have dreams. And it includes the dream of life. It includes the dream car, the dream job, the dream girl, maybe even a dream dog or pet. Most of us never really let it out because we are either afraid of what others might think, we don't feel we are worthy, or we feel it's impossible. But you have the right to live your dream and ask for what you want. In fact, your thoughts create your reality, as I showed you in my 30-day program. If you don't put your wishful dream into clear vision and clear intention in your mind, you will not make it happen. Look at me. My dream is coming true. Within 18 months, I'll be on the road. I plan to buy a bigger truck and maybe get a fifth wheel, or I might just invest in a motorhome, and I plan to travel around. That's why I said I'm going to go find that guy Rumi. I do plan to, go do camping up in Canada, because Canada has some of the most prettiest campsites around. And I keep getting told this over and over again, but my point is that I'm going to make my dream happen. I put out all the energy there, I put out the intention, and it's coming to me. We have read how many other people on the forum have started creating their dream life also. So you have to put the thought into it and discover, and let it out what your dreams really are. Your life and what you want out of it is your choice. There's no right and there's no wrong answers. like when you're out there in the game, it's perfectly okay if you want to say, you know what, this ain't working for me, and this is not how I choose to live. Say you're in a situation where you're giving all your love to a female and she's not reciprocating it back. You have the choice to say this is not working for me and not how I choose to live. I have done that in my lifetime before, and I've moved on. Sometimes we get so wrapped up on a female that we don't think we can't live without her, and she becomes like an obsession. And that's when it's time to let it go and move on and realize that you don't have to live that way. So your life is something that should be like a dream life, something that you can only imagine. But that's what I want every fellow on the forum and listening to me to achieve in their own lives, something that you can only imagine. I imagined that I'm going to be on the road. I will be doing fitness stuff, doing fitness lectures and teaching my choreography style out there to all the instructors out there. That'll be happening within a year's time. That's my big project that I've been working on. The biggest music producer for aerobic instructors, Musicflex, and I know Howie knows who they are. Every instructor all over the world, you buy their music. Well, we're now going to do business, and we're going to do business to sell my ebooks that I've written for instructors. So I'm going to blow up pretty soon, and in 18 months I'll have my $75,000 worth of debt cleared out, and I'll be ready to hit the road and travel. That's what I've put in my intention. And every one of us out there, I don't care if you're a broke-ass student, Superman, I don't care how broke you are, if you had followed the exercise I gave you and did what I told you to do, you would be more prosperous in your own lives. Most of the people who did it, they're becoming prosperous. What irritates me is that some people listen to only just the stuff I talk about with gaming bitches. That's the bottom ground shit. You know, I'm giving you prime rib and you still want to scratch the dirt for worms. You know, it's not all about just getting bitches. It's about getting your life together. So back to what I was saying, you know, you choose not to live that way. And one thing you need to realize is this is your opportunity right now to change from dating by default to dating by design. So as you're designing your life, you design what kind of female you want to put in your life. The other day I started asking you to think about internet dating, and I said, let's start with the headline. Now you need to think about what type of female do you really want to attract. When you discover what kind of female you want to attract, that will also influence your headline. For example, if you're looking for women that like sports or like baseball, you would include that in your headline. Fellow baseball lovers seek same, or something like that. And there are women that like baseball. One of my clients, a very attractive single lady who is getting into internet dating, she likes baseball. And you know, there are women out there that do like sports. If you like stock car racing, you might want to put that in there. But you want to find women that are compatible with your life. So it's not just about getting a piece of ass. It's about finding compatibility out there, girls that you vibe with or connect with. And it helps if they're into the same stuff that you're into. That is why I use metaphysics. I'm only looking for girls that understand a little bit about metaphysics and auras and energy and all that stuff, because they are the best ones for me to work with, because that's where I come from. So design what type of female that you want to achieve. If you have trouble with that, and you have my previous show's episode, find the episode where I talked about that. I gave you a whole list of questions that I asked you to think about, you know, when you design your perfect female. Now, the perfect female for you is who you want to attract into your life. When you put it in your head, guess what? She will start showing up in the periphery of your life. So by doing that, you're going to bring her to the outskirts of your life. And if you have the game and your game down, your inner confidence down, you will be able to go and get her. You don't have to worry about hoe chasing because she will be there. She'll notice you. She'll feel you because you put it out there into the universe, and the universe attracted her to you. That's one of the weird things that I found that happens in the game. It happens not only in the game of business and stuff like that, but it also happens in the game of romance. I guess the game is all encompassing, like I've been saying. It really, truly, really is. I put out there that I wanted the type of women that I wanted to settle down with, and pretty soon they start showing up. I no longer attracted the women that had been sexually abused and all that stuff. I started getting women that, actually had a good relationship with their fathers. So when you put it out there, my brothers, it will come to you. All you have to do is get organized in your thinking and focus your mind on what it is that you want to attract into your life, not just with women, but with everything else. As you guys who are new, what I used to do every New Year's is I made out a board, a poster board, and I put pictures of everything that I want on it. And looking at my poster board, most of it is coming true. I'm looking at the laptop. I have the laptop. I'm looking at a picture of São Miguel in Portugal. That'll be there in not this year, but the following year. I've been to Vegas. My product may be blown up. I may be, I have a picture that says millionaires in the making, so I'll be a millionaire in the making. I have a picture of a new house, and I have a picture of a library. And you guys seen my videos. I have quite an extensive library. I have a picture of a big screen TV and a few other things in a new office, and those things will come to me. I know that. I also have a picture of Treseda, because that's one of the islands I plan to stop at when I do go to Portugal. Not this summer, but the following year, because her parents built a bodega over there, or a house on the beach, and they're going to be there this summer because they just now finished it. So I decided to wait till next year instead. But put it in your minds what you want to achieve, my fellas, and you'll see that doors will open for you. It will come to you. I don't care how unattractive you may think that you are. Once you clear away all that bullshit, you'll be able to channel the energy of the universe through you, and you'll be able to create miracles in your own life. You'll see pretty girls will come into your life because you're no longer blocking your energy and flow. You're going to be one of the few people that will feel like a dynamo to be around, a powerhouse to be around. People can actually feel your energy, and they either get a good vibe from it or they get a bad vibe from it. Many of you, because of your beliefs, you have what's called negative aura attraction, and that's where you start repelling people. And that's because you did it to yourself. You thought all these mean thoughts about yourself and how people feel about you. And as you guys recall, I had the same thing. I used to hate everybody, and I thought people hated me. And that's exactly what I created. And so until I got rid of that, I couldn't move anywhere in life. So some of you may be experiencing that type of thing, and you need to work on getting rid of those inner beliefs that are blocking the flow of energy through your lives. We all can do this. If I've done it at being a jarhead, a jughead, then you smart-ass motherfuckers can do it. Now, as you guys know, I'm going to be moving the forum, and I'm going to be putting my podcast on lockdown, thanks to this asshole named Rumi out there who, over at this one torrent site, he's uploading my past shows episode. And then there was a couple of the members that were downloading it. And as you guys know, I'm all about teamwork here and camaraderie. So it kind of really bothered me that some of my own crew would go behind my back and do that. And the fellow, Superman did apologize for it, and I feel sorry for him now. But we're going to be moving forward with that stuff and getting a whole new forum and a whole new look. The charge will be about $5 a month, which will cover all of my podcasts. So my podcasts after July will no longer be free. That way, people like Rumi, if they want to upload the shit, that's okay, because the balance of power has already been, or the balance of energy has already been established and paid for. So we will pay for it up front, and we'll let the thieves out there, the leeches, as I call them, leech it out and distribute out to the fellow leeches. But I'm no longer going to tolerate leech-like behavior on the forum. If you're going to come here, you're going to contribute. Now I'm going to be watching the podcast section to see how many people are contributing and paying attention. And I'm going to give you guys about a week to do your assignments. And I'm going to start taking names and numbers because I want every person to come here to actually benefit. The reason why I give out assignments is to help you benefit from them. Now, we do have a couple of people on the forum who are actual teachers themselves. I want to welcome Mode 1 to the forum and to the podcast. He's just got me a copy of his ebook, and I'm going to read that and let you guys know what I think of it. And we hope to hear more from Mode 1 in the near future. And also, I'm doing a bunch of shows with the Dean. I believe that I'll be doing a show tomorrow night. I believe it's called the Pillow Talks Show. He might have actually changed the name on that. And then on Thursday night, he's doing a special panel of people. So don't forget to call in on that panel. Last week we had a fellow way out in New York. And this guy, he sounded like he was 22, but he actually said he was 41. But he was dating a girl that lived out of state. And I guess he would pay to have her come out. And every time she came out, this woman just walked right over him and abused him, even to the point of telling him that she was dating other guys now. Now, this guy, if you guys know what I say about look at your life like a pattern, you'll see a history there. He gave an example of these girls in a state below him asked him to take them to a baseball game. Of course, he pays for the stuff. He's a businessman. And he drove an hour and a half to get there, and the bitches were gone. He waited around for them, and they came back and said they already went to the game. And then the girl that he liked, she got a little nervous and antsy while he was in the house. He went outside, and he went outside and found her kissing one of the baseball players up against a bus. The week before, he had given a massage to this butt-naked lesbian, but didn't do shit. For one thing, I wouldn't give a massage to a lesbian for nothing. I'll give her a boot up the ass. But I wouldn't waste my time with a lesbian. But it was his secretary's friend. Now he's going out on a date this week with the secretary, who's only 20 years of age. And I told the fellow, don't do that. You don't want to mix business and pleasure, but also to look at how his life is structured so that he receives all this abuse from women. That means he has no self-esteem. Think about it, fellas. How many of you out there listening to me have no self-esteem and you let women walk over you? That's a sure sign that you have a lack of self-love. That is why I say, which I took from the book The Pimp Game, that phrase that I use, all whom you do not see when you stand alone in front of a mirror are beneath you. Start saying that to or thinking that self every time you look in a mirror. Black MM just posted a video of an old pimp movie on the forum. For those of you who are members, I suggest you watch it. Watch how the pimp walks by this one attractive sister comes out of a room. He's got his hose behind him, and this female says, "Hi, Willie D." And he don't even look at her. Just walk right by her like she ain't shit. Now that's some super self-confidence. Think back to the movie, the first Batman. And remember when the Joker was getting dressed in front of the mirror, and his bitch says, "You look good, baby." And he gives her this cold, fish-eyed look and sneer and says to her, "I didn't ask." Then goes back to doing what he's doing and looks at her like she's a piece of shit. That's the kind of attitude that you want to absorb, or the kind of energy they want to absorb, the kind of self-confidence you want to absorb. Not to the point of being an asshole about it, like those two characters, but absorb that so that you have that kind of confidence. That way you can be that kind of confident without having to be an asshole about it. That way you don't put women on a pedestal, and you choose who you choose to let into your life, not desperately running around to let anyone in their lives. As I said in the last episode, there's a fellow named Victor on the forum who comes from the hoe chasing realm, and Victor doesn't like our style, which is fine. It doesn't work. It's not going to fit everybody, especially if they've been conditioned to run up after every girl out there and give their power away. But those of us who know, we know that we got to keep the power on our side. The power is ours to use and wield, but let the others beg for it. So the hoe chasers out there, they'll be the ones who are begging constantly for dates, calling girls and stuff, and we'll be the ones, like how I've lived my life, where females are calling me and calling you. It can happen, and it does happen, and it did happen for me. And some of you guys think that because I was this big black guy, that's the reason why, and that is not the case. As you saw by the video of my son Tracy that I posted on the forum, that I put up on YouTube, that he's getting women choosing him off of the internet or when he goes out. It's got to be about your clothes. You got to have your clothes together. You got to have a nice crib. You got to have a nice car. You want to have a nice car, in other words. I used to do mine in a Saturn, but you know, I had the other stuff going. And you want to have some conversation. So I had a nice place. It was a nice little nice little apartment, and I was dressed okay. If depending on the environment, if I'm going to hip hop, younger kids set, then I would dress in a blue jean coat, matching blue jeans, and a black T-shirt. But if I was going to the older folks club, then I would dress up a little bit, black slacks and dark shirt and nice shoes. So I had that going, and of course, you know, I had my crib, but I also had good conversation. And that is the key that many of us are still missing out on. And I've been surfing the net again. I was over at a few of the forums looking at people, you know, still using canned openers. And I just can't believe how bad it is and nerdy it is out there. And these guys really think they're going to get a date. And then right above that, there's another guy posting how he called girls and they don't call him back. You see, that shit does not work. It does not work out there. The percentage of women that it works on is so small, it's not worth all that effort and energy chasing up after them. Now, if you're a nice-looking guy, that can work for you, because women like nice-looking men. I did just ban old Skip there. Skip's a pretty boy, so you know he gets the internet thing going, and he gets the women you know, liking him at first, and then they realize, you know, he's obviously has no substance to him, so they always bail on him. That's why he was at home Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night alone, you know, posted on the forum. But that's his bag. You know, I for people like that, I try to help them, but some of them are so stubborn, they just can't be helped. You just got to let them go. If you have friends like that, wings like that, just let them go. Don't waste your energy on it. Until next time, fellas.